Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Trig Podcast of Joey and Gozo TV. There we go. Man, on this beautiful Wednesday morning, they call it Hump Day because it's getting over the hump of this week. Today is May 20th, 2020. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this video, daily devotions of joy, of Gozo, and yummy coffee. Let's see how today's coffee is going. No doubt about it. Oh, delicious. Well, thank you for being here. We're on 7 platforms right now. We have about 4 or 5 people already checked in on the different platforms. Instagram Live. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you go to David Trigg, or if you're following our church, NCF Bellflower, make sure that you go to Instagram. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you also leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. If you are not on YouTube, make sure you go over to YouTube, and there you will see all the videos, and you can binge watch Gozo TV, the Trig Podcast of Joy, and you can see all the devotions and all the different amazing content that we have here, providing you with the best content online. Stay away from all the negativity and all the constant, all the doom and gloom that's out there. And you have to really guard your mind right now and tune in to shows like this one where we're bringing you hope. We're going to go over the weather. We're going to talk about the joke of the day, which is very important. And I also want to give you an update on my little dog. Daisy the dog is going through some things. And so, salud, no es café presto. Yeah, we're going to do the Spanish one here in a second. Yeah, vamos a hacer el en español en unos minutos. So first we're going to do the English one, and then we'll do the Spanish one. I know that I have a lot of Spanish-speaking followers. Bienvenidos a todos mis seguidores en español. Vamos a hacer este programa en español en 20 minutos. So this is not instant coffee. No, this is actually the good stuff. Delicious. But I want to give you an update on my beautiful dog. Let me see if I can show you some pictures of Daisy the dog. Daisy the dog. Let me just go here and show you a picture of my beautiful dog that I love her so much, but she's sad and I don't know what to do about it. What do you do when your perrito is sad? What do you do when your dog is sad? So let me see. I can go and find you a picture of my beautiful dog. I think I have one right here. Let's see. All right, and just do a few things here and blah, blah, blah. And there you go. You can see there my beautiful mom. And then next to my beautiful mom, there is Daisy the dog. And she's having fun right there. But the last few days, she's been sad. And you know how you can tell when your dog is sad? I can tell that she's been sad. She's been kind of just more down, and she's still eating well, and she has lost a few pounds too. So that's kind of also always worrisome. And maybe she is, I don't know, going through something. And what happened maybe a week ago, you know how dogs are, right? They're always at least hours jumping on the fence and the squirrels and other dogs, etc. Well, she does it all the time, and she has injured her paw like a million times, And so I think it was a week or 2 ago, she did her usual trying to catch the squirrel. And then she, went, ow, 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 ow. It's not the worst noise ever. Like when your dog does that noise, they hurt themselves. And so it just killed my heart. And then she had this huge, basically her nail came off out of her thumb. It's up on the leg, dogs, they are down like this. And then up here, they have their thumb, right? And thankfully, it's not hitting the ground. Their thumb is up more, like 6 inches off the ground. But it was just raw red. And, of course, she doesn't want anyone to touch it. You know how our dogs are, right? So finally, yesterday, I remember that I did this, or she did this like a year ago. And so I got some medicine that it's like a spray, antiseptic, and it's really safe for animals. And she doesn't lick it, which is good. And so I put that on her. Of course, she's like, oh, wow, it hurt her. But I think she's going to be okay. But it's so sad to see our dogs, right? So sad and going through stuff. And, it's always so sad. And Café. Presto. Yeah, right, right. So it's, I think, going to be okay. But it's always sad when you see your dog. You know, the thing that is a bit worrisome is that she is losing weight. She's eating great. She's going to the bathroom, no problem. You know, everything seems to be good. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, we'll just keep watching her. Let's see. Also, my ear. You know, sometimes what happened exactly yesterday? I don't know. Something got in my ear, and so I put some drops in there. But then when I put drops, I don't know what it is, but they stick in there for too long. You know, they're like antibiotic type of drops, and so now my left ear is clogged, so I can't hear anything. But let's move on to the weather today. So how is the weather in your neck of the woods? I don't know where you are, but obviously I'm here in the Long Beach, California area. And today it's going to be, well, right now it's 62, a high of 62. So it's going to be nice and cool today, a low of 56 here in the Los Angeles area. So another beautiful, a little cloudy day. And so hopefully you're going to be enjoying your afternoon, your day. Obviously you can't go many places, but I'm here daily at 9 a.m., by the way, just to bring you joy. The news. Oh, actually that helped, you know, ringing that bell, like opened my ear a little bit. I should keep ringing it. And also to bring you the weather, the joke of the day, and then we're going to go through a devotional to bring you hope. So make sure that you share this broadcast with your friends, comment below, say hello. We're going to do the Spanish one here in about 20, 30 minutes, about 9:30 or so. But make sure that you share this content, say hello to your friends, and leave a tag below. If you are on Instagram Live, if you are anywhere, make sure that you say hello. Even if you see a big fat 0 on your end, remember that we have many platforms going. And right now we only have one person. So that's how it is. Let's go to the joke of the day. Now, these are hilarious. Now, this one is hilarious. It says CEOs of Purell and Lysol right now. Yeah. I don't like ethnic jokes, so that one is kind of a little odd. Let's see. This one says wireless doorbells sitting on their chargers. Okay, I don't quite get that one, but it is cute with the dogs, right? Let's see this one here. It says, a lot of people do not realize that the actor who played Wilson in Castaway is the same actor from the volleyball scene in Top Gun. Okay, I do get that one, but that one's not too funny. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Autumn was definitely my favorite day this year. Just one day of autumn. Okay, these are really bad, aren't they? Let's stay with the dog theme. Speaking of my beautiful dog, I have an enormous favor to ask you. What is it? She wants to eat and can't? I'm not sure. Some of these are just okay. Okay, let's see. What I look like in my mind, what I look like in the Target self-checkout camera. That one I can relate to, right? We all can. Let's see this one. Don't use that tone with me. Okay, being that we're all doing home projects these days, right? I guess that one is kind of funny. Don't use that tone with me. Let's see if I can find something. Here's an avocado one. Maybe you have a millennial in your life. I imagine you meet the love of your life and find out they peel avocados like this. Yeah, that would not work. Definitely not in my house. Let's see. We all love this guy, right? What's the name of this movie? I forget. Yeah, if you could tell me whether it's my username or my password that's incorrect, that'd be great. I remember that movie. I forget the name of it, but definitely hilarious. Let's see. Yesterday I did some cassettes. So speaking of cassettes, if you grew up playing this, you need to schedule a colonoscopy. Yeah. Ooh, a little too close to home there, huh? Let's see. Here's a funny one. You know how we're all eating like anything these days. Trying to eat healthy, salad with bacon bits. Isn't that the truth, right? Is that close to your diet? I know. Okay, let's stay with the food theme. Bologna is just hot dog pancakes. And again, I can relate to that when I was 8 years old, right? Okay, more pet jokes. I will just keep staring at you until you do the thing I want. Oh, cutie, to walk her. Or he wants to be walked. Okay, let's see. A couple more. Me after watching 12 minutes of MasterChef. Okay. I guess the fact that it's all pretty, right? But it's still the same food. Okay, this one. This one's hilarious, right? Look at that one. Look at this one. Wet floor. That is funny. That one is funny. No one's going to pools these days, right? Let's see. This one's hilarious. Religious one. Center for Reincarnation Studies. Welcome back. Okay, a couple more. These are not good at all. Okay, here's another pet joke. I threw up in the car and the Uber driver ate it all. Oh, see, I'm telling you. That is bad. Let's see. Okay, one more. Did you see I did the dishes? Oh my God, I'll start the parade. Okay. I think many of our women, our ladies can relate to that. Wow. Well, let me know how you're doing. How is life treating you? What is up for you this week, this day, today at about noon, 1 o'clock or so? If you are a Spanish speaker, my mom will be here live to do a devotional, a teaching that she's doing every Wednesday at noon, 1 o'clock actually, called How to Grow Your Faith During Trying Times. How to grow your faith during trying times. So if you are a fan of my mom, like I am, obviously, then I want to encourage you to come back at 1 o'clock today. Hoy a la una, my mom will be here. So I want to go to this devotional for today and read some scriptures to you that will help you, that will lift your spirits. I think all of us can use more of that. Make sure that you leave a comment below in the chat. We have a few people here that are tuning in. I think we had 4 just a second ago. Now we have 1. It just goes up and down. You know how people are. But today's reading comes from a few places. Psalm 93 is the first one, and then I have a few others I want to read to you. So let's read these passages, and I know God will definitely give us his peace as we read his beautiful word. Let me do a few things here that I'm just working on to make everything better for your viewing pleasure. And so let's do that. Psalm 93 from the Message. God is king, robed and ruling. God is robed and surging with strength. And yes, the world is firm, immovable, your throne ever firm. You are eternal. Sea storms are up, God. Sea storms wild and roaring. Sea storms with thunder as breakers. Stronger than wild sea storms, mightier than sea storm breakers. Mighty God rules from high heaven. What you say goes, it always has. Beauty and holy, mark your palace rule. God to the very end of time. Excellent, beautiful. I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee. Amazing today. Great content. Sorry for drinking there in your ears. But I think we only have one person watching, so I think my mom is okay. She's used to my noises. Deuteronomy 31, again from the Message. This Deuteronomy obviously is where God gives the people, his people, the law. And so very important. Obviously, he first gave him the law in Exodus, but then Deuteronomy is the full, you could say the full movie, the full book. And so this is just 13 verses, but it's talking about, this is the end of Deuteronomy, right into Joshua. So they're about to enter the promised land. Speaking of even us, right? We're all trying to enter this new place, this new world. And so here's some tips or some guidance for us. It says Deuteronomy 31, verse 1, Moses went on and addressed these words to all Israel. He said, I am 120 years old today. I can't get about as I used to. And God told me, you're not going to cross this Jordan River. God, your God, will cross the river ahead of you and destroy the nations in your path so that you may dispossess them. And Joshua will cross the river before you as God said he would. God will give the nations the same treatment he gave the kings of the Amorites, Sihon and Og, and their land, he'll destroy them. God will hand the nations over to you, and you will treat them exactly as I have commanded you. Be strong, take courage, don't be intimidated. Don't give them a second thought because God, your God, is striding ahead of you. He's right there with you. He won't let you down. He won't leave you. Then Moses summoned Joshua. He said to him, with all Israel watching, be strong, take courage. This is exactly what Joshua said again, or God told him in Joshua chapter 1, if you remember. So this is what now Moses is telling Joshua. Be strong, take courage. You will enter the land with this people, this land that God promised their ancestors that he'd given them. You will make them the proud possessors of it. God is striding ahead of you. He's right there with you. He won't let you down. He won't leave you. Don't be intimidated. Don't worry. Moses wrote out this revelation and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi. These were the worship leaders of the day, the sons of Levi, the Levites, who carried the chest of the covenant of God into all the leaders of Israel. And he gave these orders: at the end of every 7 years, the year all debts are canceled. This is very important because, one of the things that I think about a lot when it comes to this transition that we're going through is how we don't rest. And in many ways, this is almost like going back to this year of all debts canceled rhythm, where God implemented, or God ordained, that his people rest every 7 years, and that all debts would be forgiven, and that the land would rest so that it could be planted again. And, we as in the West, as the American culture, we don't rest unless we're forced to rest. And in some ways, this is a forced but very important and needed time to rest. So he says there, at the end of 7 years, the year all debts are canceled, during the pilgrim festival of booths, when everyone in Israel comes to appear in the presence of God, your God, at the place he designates. Read out this revelation to all Israel with everyone listening. Gather the people together, men, women, children, and the foreigners living among you, so they can listen well. Isn't it amazing how even in the Old Testament, especially, we always talk about the foreigner. And when it comes to immigration laws, when it comes to how we treat the undocumented, the stranger, the refugee, in God's immigration laws, there's always a welcoming to that person who you may consider strange or different. And it might be someone that looks just like you, but who is different, or who maybe grew up in a different part of town. God always makes room for the stranger, for the foreigner. And so it says here, gather the people, men, women, children, the foreigners living among you, so they can listen well, so they may learn to live in holy awe before God, your God, and diligently keep everything in this revelation. And do this so that their children, who don't yet know all this, will also listen and learn to live in holy awe before God, your God, for as long as you live on the land that you're crossing over the Jordan to possess. Glory to God. Beautiful, huh? This preparation. Now, the last passage is out of the New Testament, John chapter 16. And I love it because it talks about joy. It talks about joy being like a river. And maybe right now you're lacking in joy. This is a time for you to turn to God and say, Lord, give me that gozo, that joy that you promised. It says here in John 16:16, in a day or so, you're not going to see me, but then in another day or so, you will see me. That stirred up a hornet's nest of questions among the disciples. What's he talking about? In a day or so, you're not going to see me, but then in another day or so, you will see me. And because I'm on my way to the Father, what is this day or so? We don't know what he's talking about. Jesus knew they were dying to ask him what he meant. So he said, are you trying to figure out among yourselves what I meant when I said in a day or so you're not going to see me, but then in another day or so you will see me? Then fix this firmly in your minds. You're going to be in deep mourning while the godless world throws a party. You'll be sad, very sad, but your sadness will develop into gladness. That's that word joy in the Greek language. It means grace. It means laughter. It means the very beautiful word. I think it's the word charis. When a woman gives birth, she has a hard time. There's no getting around it. But when the baby is born, there is what? Joy in the birth. This new life in the world wipes out memory of the pain. The sadness you have right now is similar to that pain, but the coming joy is also similar. When I see you again, you'll be full of joy, and it will be a joy no one can rob from you. You'll no longer be so full of questions. Sounds just like today, right? It sounds like just like today, like we're letting sometimes all the worries and the politics and the doom and gloom and the mark of the beast and the end times and Jesus is coming back and all of these things that, even though they're true, that we focus on them way too much, they take away our joy. If we're living in the truth, You know what is a good test? How I test what I should listen to or who I should watch? Does it bring me joy? If it makes me mad, I turn it off. If it makes me anxious, I turn it off. If it brings me fear, I turn it off. But if it gives me joy and peace, then I keep watching. And that's a good test for you and for me. So again, he says, when I see you again, you'll be full of joy, and it will be a joy no one can rob from you. You'll no longer be full of questions. This is what I want you to do. Ask the Father for whatever is in keeping with the things I've revealed to you. Ask in my name, according to my will, and he'll most certainly give it to you. Your joy will be a river overflowing its banks. Beautiful to focus on the truth of God, the joy of God. God wants you and me to be filled with joy, with gozo, on this beautiful morning. And I hope that these brief moments together in God's Word, I'm here every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure that you set your clocks and you put in your phone or in your notebook or wherever you keep your appointments, 9 a.m. every morning on all these channels, YouTube and Periscope and Twitter and Instagram Live and Facebook and our page and my website, all these places. Make sure that you set your clock, tune in, share this broadcast. Make sure that you share this with your followers and that you send also a Facebook Messenger to all of your friends saying, hey, you want to check this out. Very important, especially to people that need hope these days. So many people, millions of people just around the corner that need hope, that need your encouragement. Especially my burden is for those who do not believe in God, who don't go to church, who want nothing to do with Jesus. I especially pray that you and I can be the difference makers and the prayer warriors in those people's lives. Remember that we're not here to escape in this earth. We're not here to wait for Jesus to return and save us from this mess. I don't mean that that's not part of our faith, but our assignment is not to wait. Our assignment is not to be afraid. Our assignment is to what? Go and make disciples. That's what you and I are called to do today, Wednesday, May 20th, in the middle of this transition, is to go and make disciples. How can you do that? Share this broadcast. Send your unbelieving friends, children, neighbors. Do you even know your neighbors? Start there. Get to know your neighbors. Right now you're saying, well, no one can talk. Well, you can just say hello. You can smile at that person across from you. You can give them an invitation to church. You can say, hey, check out this broadcast. Go to your phone and type in NCF Bellflower or davidtrigg.com, whatever. You know what to do. Let the unbeliever world that's watching the news, that's watching the internet about the love of Jesus, share this broadcast with them. Let them know that God is good. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you check in tomorrow, 9 a.m.